Well, yeah, my headset's connected, so I'm still practicing my own study group by myself for this domain-driven design made functional. Or hold up, what's Kavlashin's book? Scott Kavlashin's book is Domain Modeling Made Functional. I think that's the name of the book. And this is my personal study group by myself. I'm kind of hungover. I want some Denny's steak and eggs, and so I'm going to glorify this 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 urge, or for lack of a better term, this craving by first knocking off a video, and then I'm going to go to Denny's. I'm going to eat my steak and eggs more than likely 45 minutes from now. And it's going to be good. All right, so let's get started. Um, I need to share my screen. I'll share my screen. All right, come here. I'll share my screen. Start screen share and present to everyone. Yeah. Okay, that's what's up. I'm gonna kill this over here. Kill you too. And yeah, where I leave off at, if I do Control Alt L, that brings up Solution Explorer. That's a shortcut key for Solution Explorer. And last video I did, I had a DLL called subscriptions, in which I identified the commands module, the events module, and the workflow module. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So workflow module, this is what I've been focused on, is practicing these workflows. This is a new concept to me. I understand workflows in regards to, like, well, man, back in the day, you have Windows Workflow Foundation, WFF. I thought that came in .NET 3.5 with Windows Communication Foundation, Windows Presentation Foundation, Windows Workflow Foundation. I thought that was .NET 3.5, but and I messed around with Windows Workflow Foundation, but I don't think that really took off. But I seen one shop that was actually using it, and that was like 5 years ago. All right. And what's interesting is you use XAML for it, which breaks the belief system that XAML is only for presentation UX. It's not. XAML can be used for business logic as well. And that's via Windows Workflow Foundation. Oh, I got a hell of experience in a lot of things, man. I'm the most talented, consistently unemployed professional ever. Yo, so like, focus on this this workflows within the subscriptions bounded context. This handle subscription does accounts for a subscribe and an unsubscribe. And this is post IO operation in which we enter the workflow, because workflows are supposed to represent pure domain logic, which means that your IO is handled at the edges. And edges is plural, meaning that it could be before or after, right? All right, so sync that into my internal. That's what's up. All right. I want some Denny's, man. I want steak and eggs, and I'm going to treat myself to completing this video by glorifying myself eating steak and eggs at Denny's. All right, so keep it going. What else? What else can I train myself to internalize? All right, well, we knocked off the subscriptions. We knocked off this profile, and the next thing we need to do is we need to knock off this portfolio bounded context. All right. Well, if we're going to knock off this portfolio bounded context, then we need to revisit commands, we need to revisit events, and we need to define a new module called workflows, which we have in both the subscriptions module, or, well, subscriptions bounded context, and the profile bounded context. All right. Which is possible that if this portfolio becomes involved, then we're going to have workflow.fs, and we're going to have workflow.implementation.fs. All right, so what does that mean? All right, well, let's revisit its commands. And commands, I have feature link, unfeature link, and view. That is view what? View a provider request. Does provider requests, that might sound okay. Or you could just say view provider, because the provider request was originally built for sending a request to the server in which you saying, please give me a provider, and the server would grant my wish and pass it a provider back to me. That was the context of it. But we're supposed to be using ubiquitous language, and we're speaking in terms of this bounded context called portfolio, right? So we need to make sure that we get our terminology correct and comprehensible. I'm not sure if comprehensible is the right word. The only time I really hear about comprehensible is really comprehensible damage. Whatever. Anyway, so like this, we want to view a provider, right? Not necessarily provider request, even though it may have the same data. Ugh. So what does that mean, right? Okay, well, this is provider request over here, and we have this whole notion of this data transfer module over here. And well, do we have provider already in here? We do have provider already here. And we go back to this commands, and we say, yo, come here, this right here. But you know what? We have to import this Data transfers, right? So I say open, come here, Decasa. Data transfers like that, you know? All right, so like we got this data transfer. I don't even know if we still need comment. Well, yeah, we need comment because link ID is in here. Okay, come here. So we got that in here, right? And now what? Well, we need to think about this. As I said earlier, the Scott Blashen's book says that a workflow only executes pure domain logic. A workflow will always take a command as input and emit domain events as output. All right. Okay. So I'm internalizing that. The more I say it, the more it becomes internalized. That's what's up. Come here. And so like, all right. So we have feature link, on feature link, and view. All right. This feature link is really going to be a result of making a trip to the server that makes a trip to the database that comes back to the server and dishes out a response back to our clients. I love the way I just said that. All right, so with that said, we feature a link, but within this workflow that we're getting ready to construct, we already sent a request to this feature link, right? So it's really a response, you know. In this case, in F sharp, we say results, right? And this result is going to be it's going to basically, you have an okay and an error. If it's okay, then maybe you have a link ID, right? And if it is an error, come here. If it's an error, then maybe you still have a link ID. I guess so, right? And we're going to use the same type of logic for unfeature link as well. All right, come here. All right, so we do this on feature link as well. Something like that. And we also have this view, right? View what? Well, we're in the bounded context of portfolio, so we want to view a portfolio, right? So remember, as I'm trying to internalize lessons learned from Scott Blashen's book, Domain Modeling Made Functional, I/O is done at the edges, right? And so this means that we already sent a request to the server, which is I/O essentially, and we're getting a result back, right? So this view is actually attempting to view the result of our request to get portfolio information, right? Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means that we need to again go to result, right? And something like that. Come here. Like that, right? And we go to the provider and something like that. Yeah. But are we really reviewing a provider? Well, I guess so. In this case, this provider is going to have a populated portfolio where when I was doing web development, I had to be very sensitive to performance bottlenecks, and I couldn't load in 2,000 links that would make up a portfolio because that would cost time and that would make a impatient user leave the site. All right. So I'm not sure if it's the same mentality with mobile app development. There could be some consistencies there. I don't know, IDK, but We know for a fact that more than likely it's going to have a portfolio, and well, that portfolio is going to be embedded inside of a provider. So what? That means that the response was successful. Well, if the response was an error, if the response was an error, then well, more than likely we have this notion of a provider ID at least, and then we could do something with that. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but it doesn't matter because I just uttered it into existence. So now what? Well, why I get a red squiggly? Why did I get a red squiggly? That's a good question. What are you complaining about? Oh, it says type arguments must be placed directly adjacent. I don't understand what you're talking about. Why did I get a red squiggly? Provider, provider ID. Why did I get a red squiggly? I don't understand. Type arguments must be placed directly adjacent to the type. Okay, so I don't understand what that means. I'm hungover right now. So this looks like the same pattern. Result, you say command case of reserved word results, and for consistency. Oh, you were complaining about a space? Really? Okay, whatever. I would have never got that if I wasn't trying to be consistent with the other spots. That's crazy. Why can't I? That doesn't make. You know what? I don't believe that. Are you really going to complain because I have a space? You're really going to complain because I have a space? All right. So whatever. Anyway, so I would have never have got that ever, right? Only because I'm trying to be consistent via my OCD that I was able to quickly solve that. So our view is really a result of making a request to a server, hence doing IO. And then within our workflow is essentially going to be examining that result for it being successful via an OK type or it being an error via a error type. And then we examine the contents of it, and then we do whatever we want to do with it. Oh. So what does that mean, right? Well, that means that to be consistent with the other workflows, we need to revisit our events over here for this Nikeza mobile portfolio, right? And what that means is a link can be featured and a link can be unfeatured. But also we can have this whole notion of a link featured failed, right? Because we're doing IO, and IO does not guarantee perfection when it comes to executing domain logic. And what I mean by that is whenever you do IO, you have the probability or maybe the possibility of an error because, well, we're relying on external systems and we're relying on a network that may or may not be there. There could be war, famine, a whole bunch of other things that we haven't been notified about. And well, we need to just account that this world is complex and that nothing is forever and nothing's guaranteed. Death and taxes. All right. So like what we want is link featured failed, right? And link unfeatured, it's the same notion. We want to follow this pattern. So we say link unfeatured failed. Come here, something like that. I want my Denny's. I want steak and eggs. I'm going to treat myself to it for getting this video done. Come here, something like that, right? Something like that, right? So, like, we do this over here, and then we say link featured failed. We say link unfeatured failed. And those are the link events. And we have topic events too, topic featured. And well, I guess to be consistent, we are going to have this whole notion of topic featured failed. All right. And this forces us to handle the possible event, unlikely event, but event because it can happen, period. And it will happen, Murphy's Law. So we say topics featured failed, something like that. And this is me practicing workflows within domain modeling made functional from Scott Blashen's book, my personal study group. Ugh, come here. So like this stuff should still build. Oh, come on, still build. And we got that in here, right? So like we have this portfolio. So we have our commands over here. We have our events over here. Yeah, this stuff looks clean, man. Well, OCD says, Scott, you might as well line this up here. Okay, feels better. Hungry, hungry hippos. So like we got this over here, right? All right. So now we want to add like this module called workflows. So we say if I did a Control Shift A, that is add file, and then that's how this came up. Because who does point and click on the mouse, man? You got to level up. So I want to name this workflow. Oh, come here. Workflows. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. All right, so we have our module workflows. In our workflows, we're going to have some handlers, right? It may be a handler, or it could be plural and have handlers. I don't know, IDK, handle what, right? Handle your, what are we doing? Well, we have feature link and we have feature topic. So handle feature requests. I don't know. And well, of what? Well, of a link. Well, it's going to be a result, right? Because we're examining the result because IO is done at the edges. And result of results? No, result, right? I need glasses because my vision is blurry. Crying for my homies at the cemetery. All right. Anyway, so we have this handle feature of result. This result is going to basically be a link ID, as my consciousness is saying. And hold up, what am I doing? Well, do I really want to do this? I think so. So let me think about this. First, we need to have a let up here, right? And then we say handle feature, and we're going to pattern match on. Well, this is a command. Something's not right. Hold up. Well, I'm trying not to look at the examples of my other workflows. I'm trying to like just dig deep into my memory without having to remind myself because well, that's just my preference. But if I tap out because I can't remember how this is done, or at least the way that I've been doing it, regardless if it's the right way, then I'll do that. But what am I doing? Right, Scott, you're hungover. It's a function, you have an equal sign. All right. And remember that workflows will always operate on an input of type command, right? Which we already defined up here. Okay, so memory's coming back. Memory's coming back. Okay, so that's what's up, right? And then you say like function, something like that. And then you have your commands over here. All right, so it came back to me. Good stuff. Come here. So you have something like this, right? Oh, yeah. And you do something like that, and then you will have this whole notion of can to bring the pain. Come here, like response, something like that. And then yeah, so you have your feature link response, you have your unfeature link response, and you have your view response. Okay, and it's going to emit some domain events. Come here. And so I don't know, it's going to be something like this, right? It's going to be a list of domain events. Okay. Now what? What are you complaining about? It says, oh yeah, because we need to import our commands. So we say open, and we say commands, the commands, something like that. Okay. And it doesn't know what commands are. If I go over here in the Keza.mobile commands, we'll need that. This right here. And it still doesn't know what command. Yeah, it does. Okay, good job. Compiler, you recognize that. That's what's up. So now what? Well, I'll tell you what. We need to pattern match, right? So when we pattern match, we say something like response and then function. We want to pattern match on that response, and then we come here. Then we do something like okay, and what's okay? Well, you have the link ID, right? And that's going to do something, and then you have error, right? Error, something like that, and that's going to emit an event that I think I disclosed earlier. saying this link featured failed event, that's what needs to be emitted. So we do something like that. And that link feature failed event actually link featured failed feature link. Yeah, that's not right. It should just be a link ID, something like that, and something like this, and something like that, and something like this, and topic ID, something like that, and something like this. And to make the compiler happy, we probably need to define the topic ID. So we do something like type topic ID equals, and then you say something like topic ID, and then you say something like of int. All right. Now that may not be necessary because this response is really going to be I don't know for a fact an integer because I'm using SQL Server and the primary key is of type integer, right? And it's auto incremented. So but those are implementation details, right? And no one would know that. I'm supposed to focus my mind on a bounded context and or translate. I'm supposed to focus my mind on the domain, right? And my domain, this house that I'm constructing right now, doesn't care about the outside world. That's what adapters, converters are for. All right. So if I remind myself of that, then I shouldn't let the database dictate the logic that I write, the types that I define, at least not within the bounded context, right? You have an anti-corruption layer and you have some other things, but my domain logic should be pure and the data should be trusted. All right. Okay, I had to remind myself of that. All right, so we have link ID, link ID, link ID, link ID. We have topic ID, topic ID. We go back over here. And la 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 la, we go back to workflows. And so you have this whole notion of conglomerati. Oh, come here. So the feature link, if it's okay, then we point to the event, which is link featured, which is over here, and it's of link ID. So we say something like this: link featured, and our la, 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 we say link ID. Okay, and I get it red squiggly. I'm not gonna be concerned with that right now. This error also has a your link ID should not be caps. This error should also have attached a link ID. No, this error should also have attached a link ID, something like that. And you go something like that. And you go something like that. And OCD, you need to help me out. Okay, something like that. And we're good. Uh, all right, that's what's up. So like we got link feature, we have link feature failed. Come here. Okay, there we go. So now this is going to complain, right? What was it complaining about? It's complaining because more than likely these are domain events, but we haven't imported our domain events module. Come here. Events like this, right? Something like that. And yo, you should say events, my friend. And we don't need a KZ.mobile events. I don't believe we do. We can always come back to it. And you should be happy, my friend. Yes. Link ID. Well, what's link ID? Well, that means we need to import open Nikeza dots common. Oh, yes. All right, so we got that in there. This conglomerati called death row. And we It's 5:30 right now. I want my Denny's at 6 o'clock in the morning. My steak and eggs, and this link ID it's complaining about, right? And why are you complaining? Because it is not a type. It is this right here. Yes. Okay, so we're happy with that. And you know what? This whole unfeatured link, well, yo, that you're going to take on the same type of logic for right now as we know it, because you're basically the same action. You're just the yang of the yin. You know, right? So we do something like that. Come here, and I don't know, we do something like that. Yes. And we need to add some spacing in here. Oh, no, 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 no. Hold up. Come here, come here, come here. Add some spacing, and then we revisit this. We do the same thing again. Yes. And then I do shift odds, and I do down, down, and then I bring this stuff back, affecting multiple lines at once. Ah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't need this over here. This is duplication. Do the same action again. I want my steak and eggs. Yes. We do something like that. It's conglomerati called death row. All right. So, like, we got this over here. And that looks okay to me for right now because the whole purpose of workflows is to emit events via command. All right. And these commands, they're not really commands, they're really responses to IO. That's what it really is. I don't like saying that this is command. It may be possible that I'm doing all this wrong, right? Because this is me practicing what I've read, and I'm curious what Scott Vlashin's opinion on this is, and I'll probably ping him probably 5 days from now when I have most of this fleshed out, solidified, and then hopefully if he's kind enough, he can critique what I've been doing because I am an apostle of him or a disciple, whatever, whatever. What am I sticking next? So like feature link, unfeature link, and view. All right. So this looks straight, and this view, well, I haven't done that yet. So what do you want to view? Well, you want to view a portfolio. Well, this is all from, or shall I say, this all stems from the response of hitting the IO, right? So what that means is we have this response over here, and well, we probably should be consistent. And da 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 da. Uh, we do something like this. All right, so something like this. And we have a response. And what are we viewing? Well, we're viewing a provider, which is a wrapper of a portfolio. You'll, something like that, right? And if it's air, then it's, I think it was like a provider ID. All right. I think I got to double check. Something like that. It's camaraderie. And so you got to say the events that we have are topics featured and topics featured failed. Hold up. Hell's bells. These are the events, topic events. What am I doing over here? Um, well, this is under the portfolio. Okay, so we're missing something. We have feature link, unfeature link, but we also need to have the same thing for topics. It's essentially a copy paste, man. I wish that there were. Well, there probably is. You know, this right here, man. This whole drive principle of don't hold up. This whole drive principle of do not repeat yourself. Like this stuff is all the same thing, and this is a function. So what does that mean? Well, that means that theoretically, I can take this and I can basically write a function and just pass in the events that I wanted to emit. Good stuff. Before I do that, future topic, something like that, on a future topic. This whole realization. And My OCD is taking over. Things must be aligned even though it's going to change. Because I'm going to write a function. So feature topic, unfeatured topic, and somehow I want my steak and eggs. Do something like that. Okay. And what is this complaining about? Over here, you got to say topic feature. Over here, no, that's link. Over here, you say topic feature failed. Over here, you say topic featured. It's really unfeatured, right? So you say unfeatured. You say unfeatured, and you say unfeatured, and you say unfeatured, something like that. Okay. Now this feature topic is supposedly it's not a command. Yeah. So, but this is part of the portfolio bounded context. So we say feature topic. I really want my steak and eggs. And you say on feature topic, something like that. Okay. And you do something like that. Uh-oh. Okay. Uh-oh. Hold up. Something like that. And you do something like that. And topic featured, failed, topic unfeatured, failed. So we need to add this stuff over here in our events that we're fleshing out, right? So that's topics featured, okay? So featured topics, something like that. Unfeatured, la, la, la. Unfeatured topics. Honestly, I don't think we need unfeatured topics. This is me being conscious of the database implementation. And even though I said that this bounded context should be independent of it, I'm going to go against what I say because I already know the implementation details of the server and the database, in which we're just doing an update, which means that we remove history of anything prior and we just keep modifying the values. So this feature topics is really going to be this right here. And this result is not a link ID, but it's going to be a collection of topics. So you really have a topic ID list, something like that. And it's the same thing over here, something like that. Okay. Then you go over here, topics featured and topics featured failed, something like that. And this response is going to be link IDs. Okay. And link IDs. Okay. Something like that. And so that's a list. This topics featured is going to be something like this. List. Yes. Something like that. You should be happy. You should be happy. Why do I still have red squigglies? What does this? This expression was expected to have type link events, but here it has type topic events. Really? Oh, well, okay. Well, This doesn't make sense. It's supposed to be topic. Topics. Topic IDs. Same thing over here. And something like this over here. Now, topic ID. Yeah, that should be it. And feature topics. Yeah, that should be it. You say okay, topic list, and then you say topics featured. If I build this, it should just build. I'm not sure why I still have a red squiggly. This topics featured takes Let me go back over here. Topics featured takes a topic ID list. Let me read this error again. The expression was expected to have type link events. The expression was expected to have type link events. But here it has type events. Okay. What's this response over here? Topic ID list, topic ID list. That looks good. Feature topics. That looks good. And I don't know why it's complaining. It claims that claims that's not being used. If I go back over here, topic ID list. Right? What is the problem? Topics featured. Topic. I don't understand what the problem is. If I go to edit over here, commands, events, workflows, that looks fine. Okay. If I do a rebuild solution, yeah, I don't understand why I'm getting this error. Like everything should add up. Unless this is complaining about something down here, which is possible. I'll comment this out down here. Still see if I get the same error. And I still have the same error. So what do you hold up? Something like that. Shoot. Something like that. Now, what are you complaining about? I don't understand. You topics featured is going to have attached to it topics IDs or topic IDs. And you're saying this expression was expected to have type link events. Why are you saying that? But here has topic events. Oh, shoot. Okay, I think I understand now. All right, so if I go over here, that's what it's talking about. All right, so that's fine. Let's call it events. How about that? And we bring you over here. And you should be happy now. And you are happy. Okay. So OCD, come to my rescue. And we got that. One more. Yes. Oh, yeah. All right. So, and then we can go over here. And we can do this over here. And so we have a view. And our view is really viewing a portfolio. All right. If we go to view, It's provider ID is the case for air provider over here. And for our view, we want to say IO's done, and we get a response. And the response was successful. So what should our domain event be? Our domain event should probably be uh, port, I don't know, portfolio. Portfolio received? I don't know. I don't like that. Portfolio received. Portfolio response. Portfolio returned. Um, Portfolio response. Well, it's supposed to be past tense because the event is past tense. So portfolio returned until I find a better word of what. Well, it's embedded inside of a provider. It says provider request, but we really want a provider. So which means that if I do control comma, I could type in data transfer, something like that. And our provider's right there. So I need to import this data transfer over here. Open Nikeza dot data transfer, something like that. Okay. And now it's happy. Okay. Well, if we're doing IO, the portfolio's return, but also our portfolio return failed, or we failed to return our portfolio. Something like that. Portfolio request failed. I don't know if I'm proud of that name. Um, mm, yeah, I think we'll just leave it like this. So these are the portfolio return, portfolio failed, and we go back to our workflow and we have this portfolio returned, and it is going to be of provider. And then we also have this portfolio failed, and that's going to be of provider. Provider ID, I think, sounds correct. Which means that we go over here, say provider ID, something like that. And that looks okay to me. And do I really want to do this? Okay. And no, Scott over here. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Yeah, yeah. You over here. Yes. We must have order. Okay. No, hell's bells. Copy paste. Here. Here. We must have order. We must have order. Yeah. Okay. So we got that over here. We must have order. Everything must be aligned. Everything must be aligned. Everything must be aligned. And okay, so we got something like this. And I think this is okay right now. I want my steak and eggs, Denny's. And la la la, that's not right. Oh, okay. means that we can something like that. Boom. Oh, hold up. Something like that. And uh, something like that. Okay. So hopefully everything builds. We got view. We have feature link, unfeature link, feature topics, which we don't have unfeatured topics because we're doing an update, and we'll just only update with the topics that we want. We don't have to. This is me knowing the implementation details of the server, and then we have view, a portfolio. All right, but yeah, and that looks okay right now, right? Yeah, with the exception of all right, there you go. And well, everything else is aligned. So yes. All right, so we got something like that, and I'm okay with this so far. So I knocked off the bounded context for subscriptions, profile, and portfolio based on Donald's Rumsfeld. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know, and also I don't know what I don't know. So that looks okay. That looks okay. My lining is off again. And you look off too. And everything else looks okay at glance, except we have two spaces in here. That's not necessary. Okay. Everything else looks okay. Everything else looks okay. There must be order. Okay, so we got this over here. Good job. And I'll check in this code for this conglomerate called the case mobile. And we say added workflow for portfolio bendejo. All right, so we got that over here. And good stuff. I'm about to get my steak and eggs at Denny's. It's 10 minutes till 6 in the morning. I'm about to go ham. That's what's up. So I'm out. Adios, te veo a ratito. Peace.